Lancashire wrapped up an important and quite incredible LV County Championship victory. They defeated Essex by an innings and 105 runs at the Ford County Ground in Chelmsford after the home side were dismissed for their lowest first-class score in their long history of only 20. Get set for the remarkable. There really was nothing to choose between the two teams at the start of Day 3, especially after Lancashire lost their century maker Simon Katic, who'd added only 2 runs to his overnight 120 when he was adjudged LBW to David Masters. He departed rather upset with his side on 277 for 8 with a lead of only 4, but that was added to by numbers 9 and 10, Kyle Hogg and Glenn Chappell, who were just starting days that both will remember for a very long time to come. First, as a pair, they added a crucial 69 runs for the 9th wicket to take the lead into something a little more meaningful. Hogg had started the day on 17, but turned that into an excellent 58 by the time that he played a ball from Masters back onto his stumps at 346 for 9. That was a season's best with the bat for Hogg, and both Chappell and number 11 Simon Carrigan matched him with their best efforts of the summer. What looked as if it would be a tight first innings tussle between these two sides was turning into advantage Lancashire, as this pair even managed to earn their 4th batting bonus point. Chappell also secured his half-century, a good one which had given his side the impetus they were looking for. It had come off 77 balls with 5 fours and had helped put his side a handsome 125 runs to the good. That, they would have hoped, would give them fewer to chase down on the last day. It took Essex until 45 minutes after lunch to finally dismiss their opposition, Carrigan nicking Reece Topley behind for his best score of the summer of 31. Lancashire had done well to make it to 398 for a lead of 125, but not even they could have imagined that they would be celebrating an innings win in just over an hour's time. Tom Westley started Essex's second innings off well enough, but he then started the horror show by driving Hogg's 5th ball to Katic as the first wicket fell with 5 runs on the board. Hamish Rutherford has already been part of a hideous collapse at Lords for New Zealand this summer. He was next out in Hogg's next over, another one to find the fielder off the middle of his bat. He was out for a duck at 5 for 2. The first real signs of something extraordinary happening arrived 4 balls later when Owais Shah was also out without scoring. LBW the easy decision for the umpire. Hogg had figures of 3 for 1 from 2 overs, and then Chappell got in on the act by dragging one back to trap Ryan Ten-Doeschate in front, the batsman not even waiting for the decision. Almost unbelievably, the score became 11 for 5 in the next over as the brilliant Hogg had Ben Foakes LBW, he being the 3rd man of the top 6 to go for a duck. Incredibly, and to make matters a lot worse, James Foster was then run out by Chappell's direct hit from cover before Graham Napier was out to the very next ball, the umpires now being kept rather busy. The record books were being called for when Essex then lost a 3rd wicket without adding a run, Sajid Mahmood being beaten all ends up to be the 5th man out for naught to leave Essex on 15 for 8. Poor Jake Mickleborough had watched all 8 wickets fall from the non-striker's end. He'd made half of the total of 20 when he too went, as Chappell matched Hogg with his 4th wicket. And Lancashire quite rightly went crazy after Chappell finished the innings off next ball with just the 86th delivery and the 6th one to be rewarded with a positive LBW decision. Essex were all out for 20, the lowest championship total since Essex themselves dismissed Surrey for 14 back in 1983, and the lowest ever for a team against Lancashire. It was the equal 6th lowest in the history of the championship, which dates back to 1890. This, though, was the lowest score ever for Essex, beating the 30 they were rushed out for by Yorkshire in Leighton back in 1901. They didn't have Twitter then, and naturally that started to be used by many who were astounded about what had happened. Lancashire, with Chappell taking 5 for 9 and Hogg 4 for 11, had won by an innings and 105 runs, and the 23 points they claimed closed the gap at the top of the second division table to 33 points, with a game in hand for the team in second spot.